The first thing we need to do in dealing with the title drop-down menu item is create a new form. And we want to go over to our Solution Explorer, right click and say add Windows form, and call this form FRM edit title. Click add. And then within this form we actually need very little, and we can pretty much copy all of it from the FRM record CS, edit record CS, that we already created. There's one thing we can't copy, but we need the record number, so let's copy that. And we need the title for sure, both the label and the field. And we need the two buttons, save and cancel. And then we also need to put a couple labels in. Call this one current title. Move that up a bit. Click and control click to select these as a group and move these down a bit. I'm actually moving them down slight increments by using the arrow key. And then we need another title in here, or another label. And change this font to the same font as everybody else, which I guess is 16. I might as well leave that in label 3. You can just totally delete that, but then it's hard to find. It's sort of like Wonder Woman with her invisible airplane. So call this LBL ET for edit title, title. And then we want to rename this guy to TXT ET title. Phone home. And rename this button BTN ET save. And rename this guy BTN ET cancel. and this should be txt ET record number. And then let's double click on the form to take a look at the form load event, and also you want to take a look at the constructor. And you notice within the references we already have the shared reference of mysql.data to access that DLL. So in the using we need to add using MySQL dot data dot MySQL client, and we need to add some public variables. Of MySQL connection and MySQL command, and then a private int of m_n_rec key. And then within the constructor we need to do our trick of having a passed variable that's p_nrec key, and then set our member variable equal to this passed parameter. So that allows us to let the record form edit title form know what the current record number we're working on is. And then within the form load event we need to put the code that first of all initializes our connection, and then does a select of title from DVDs based on the shared record number or the global record number that we set with the constructor. We have actually we can get rid of this part since we're not using an alias anymore. And on this we can't implicitly convert the type object to string, so we need to put in a typecast of string. And I think that'll probably do it. This will set both the ET title and the the text box of ET title and the label of ET title. So we'll have a display of what the title originally was, and we'll have a copy in the text box, and that way we can edit it at will with all the original characters in there. It'd save us some time. And then get rid of this so we don't confuse ourselves. And first thing we want to implement is the save button, and all it's going to do is a close. And then within the form we need to go to the listing and then go to the change selected and double click on the title item. In this case we actually do want to access the event handler for clicking directly on title. And then within this menu click event handler we want to put the following code. Basically an int that holds a local record number and a FRM edit title reference called ET, and then we go through in a loop and look at all the list view, list detail items going from 0 to the selected items.count, and get the local key from the tag of the selected item. You can see the selected items referenced by I, which is the index of the for loop. And then we pop up a FRM edit title that we created passing the key to the constructor using et.showDialog. And within our populate listing edit list that we created when we created the edit list subgroup of data, we've got to make sure that we set this tag value equal to the MDR DVD ID. So whatever we've selected, we can get the DVD ID from the tag of the list view. I just realized we implemented the wrong button. We implemented the save instead of the cancel. But that's cool because the save is going to close too. We need to double click on the cancel and put a close in here too. And then the next video we'll look at actually updating the record based on the save being clicked. But we've probably done enough for today. So if we save all this code and hit run, and then go to the listings tab and populate the list view with all the current DVD records, and select a subset of these records, and then click on change selected in order to generate our edit group. And then within this we need to do a secondary selection of ones we actually want to change the title of. So if we click on Anchorman and hold down the control key and click on a couple others, say 3 others, and then we drop down our change selected list box and click on title, you see it pops up the first record to be edited, and then press cancel because we don't want to actually edit it, we just want to look at it for this video. And then once again we have our label and our title, and this allows us to edit the current title, so it'll save us a lot of typing. So if we hit cancel again, we get the third one we selected, cancel again, and finally we get the fourth one we selected. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot. And next video we'll look at actually updating these title records. I'll see you that video, and I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe.